Hi everyone, Tori here with today's December Daily. So today I am going to be working on the first day of my December Daily. So I know it's not the 1st of December, but just because of the way my month is working, I'm not really going to be able to work on the day that it is. I'm going to be working behind, and that's mostly because most of the videos had to be pre-recorded before I left for Africa, and then when I get back from Africa is when I'm going to finish them. But so I know it's not the first, but I thought maybe there will still be some inspiration here that you could use for your December daily, and to hopefully keep you still inspired to do and to keep working on your December daily. And I'm planning on doing process videos for most of the days, if not a walkthrough. It really just depends if I can scrapbook at all while I'm away. I don't really know, but I'm going to do a walkthrough or a process video for all of them. So today I'm going to work on the first. And what I did was I grabbed my photos and I have those all ready to go. So if you've been watching my December Daily series, you know that on one of the days I made 30 of these tags. I made them all using mixed media. If you want to know how I do that, go back on my channel. Check out the playlist December Daily. Every day during the month of December, I've been doing a video, and one of them was decorating these tags. So I'm going to be using those each day. And this is the first tag that I made, so it has the number 1 on it. So it's going to be for the 1st of December. And then these are the photos that I grabbed. Now, today I went to Starbucks, or not today, but on the 1st, I went to Starbucks, and I had in my purse this coffee cozy that a friend gave to me last Christmas, which has the shape of Africa with a little heart for Uganda. And I had stuck it on my cup, and I was thinking about how this cup with this cozy sort of like completely represents my December this year, because it's a little bit of Western culture. It's also a little bit of Africa. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, on the 10th of December I went to Africa, and I'm going to be in Uganda from the 10th all the way till the 1st of January. So but I am in Canada a little bit, so I felt like the Starbucks sort of represented Canada and the coffee cozy represented my time in Africa. And I thought this would be really fun to have a really large photo at the beginning of my album, which I could talk about how this December daily is going to be different than all the rest. So I've got that photo, and I printed it off at Walmart because my Canon selfie cannot print that big. I think it cost me a couple dollars, but I don't mind. I just went to Walmart and printed it off my phone. So I have that. I have the tag, which I want to incorporate somehow. And then I have these 3 smaller photos of different things that were going on. This may seem funny, but I went to Starbucks in the morning, and then Tim Hortons, another coffee shop if you're American, in the afternoon to pick up donuts for our friend's birthday. And so I thought it was funny to have them both in there, but I feel like it definitely represents my December. And I also have a photo from the sign at the doctor's office, because I had to go to the doctor today, or the dermatologist. I've just been having some skin issues, so I had to go for that. And then I also had Bible study in the evening, so that's what that photo is. And these photos were printed off on my Canon selfie. And if you're wondering, I use the Pick Stitch app on my cell phone. I'm pointing up because that's where my cell phone is. To create the collage, I added a border, and then I just printed it off. I probably shouldn't have added the border because now I'm going to need to mat them, but it's okay because Canon selfies don't really print true 4x6 anyways, so I probably would have to mat them anyways. But so those are the photos and the tag that I'm going to be using. So I know that I need a large 6x8 page protector, and that will be where this goes. And that works perfectly because the day before is when I have this print in there. So that large 6x8 photo will go on the left, and then on the right I have a 4x4 pocket here, so 4s, and that works really well too because I have 3 photos, and then I'll have some space for some journaling. So I'm gonna do a process video. Hopefully you guys like this. I have found that what works best for December Daily is to actually not do voiceovers, just because I've been making so many videos. It's just taking so long to do voiceovers in addition. So I'm mostly going to be doing it live, but in order to keep it in reasonable time, I will be cutting out some chunks. But anyways, that just explains what my process is going to be, if you're wondering. Normally on my channel, when I do process videos, I do them with voiceover. But because I've been doing a video every day during the month of December, it wasn't feasible, because then I had to film 31 videos, and then I had to do 31 voiceovers and 31 edits, and then 31 uploads, which has been a pretty crazy project, let me just tell you. I really hope you guys have enjoyed the series. I mean, I've really enjoyed putting it together, but it's also been like crazy amount of work, especially considering I had to get it all done before the 10th of December, when I am leaving for Africa, So it's been a pretty crazy process, and if anything goes wrong or I miss a video, well, I'm sorry. I'm in Africa. I don't really have great Wi-Fi, so I can't really fix that. So you guys will just have to forgive me, but I know you will. Okay, so I have these 3 photos and the tag. And I could put the tag in one of these pockets, which I think I might do some other days, but I want to have space for journaling, so I think I'm going to find a way to include the tag like in the middle, like punch holes in it or something like that. And then I'm just going to add these photos there and some journaling here, I think. So I know that I grabbed out this journaling card because I thought it would be really cute, and there's lots of space to do journaling. And it sort of goes with the colors reds and greens, so I think I'll put that one there. And I thought I might need more journaling space than that because there was a lot going on this day, plus I have a lot to say about this. So I grabbed out this Project Life card, which I had actually already punched the 3 holes in. And this card comes from Feed Your Crafts on Etsy, and it's a doodle by Brandy Kincaid. And so I think what would be cool is if I adhered this tag on there, on the back of there, and then it'll have the holes so that it can flip. I will have included the tag. The only problem is I sort of wish that I had punched the holes on the opposite side so that the tag could be the first thing you see, but the holes are there, so I'm stuck a little bit, but you know what, it's not the end of the world if this is what you see first and then you flip it over and then you see the number 1. That's fine. So the first thing I'm going to do is adhere this on the back of there. So I know I'm going to want to cover this because I don't like, it's a different kind of shade of white. I don't know if you guys can see that. So I want to put something there to cover that. This side is fine. I'm fine with the fact that it's a little white over there. It just actually looks like a little attacher or something. So I'm going to find something to cover this, and I'm going to find some cards to go in there, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I picked the cards, and I wanted to stay with the colors that are found in the stripes on the side there. So I picked red, green, and blue, and that worked really well. I was gonna put the donuts on there, but it's a different shade of green, so it bothers me a little bit, but on the blue, I think it looks good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna adhere those photos down. Okay, there we go. So I also adhered this photo to the back, and the reason I did that is because the page protector is smaller than the actual paper. Not sure why they did that, and I didn't want them to shift around. I might go back and trim the top of the page protectors, but can't be bothered right now, so gonna leave that there. And I adhered all those, and now I want to add some stamping and embellishments, but I think before I add any embellishments, I want to first add some stamping. So I'm going to start by stamping the date, so December 1st. And I think I'm going to stamp it on here. Perfect. And I think I want to add the day of the week too, but I don't actually know what day of the week it was, so just gonna look here. Let's see, December 1st was a Tuesday. That's what happens when you're not working on it right when it is. Let's see, Tuesday. This roller date stamp comes from Studio Calico. It came in a kit, so I don't know if it's still available. And the other roller date stamp comes from October Afternoon, and it's a decade stamp. Okay, so those are the two I used, and I'm just using Stays On Black, Jet Black ink, which I use all of my roller date stamps. I only use Jet Black Stays On ink. That way I never have to clean them because I'm too lazy to always clean them. And I just like the look of the date stamp always in black. Okay, so I've got the date on there. So I found the stamp set from last year's December Daily Kit. And it has, it comes from Ali Edwards. And it has some longer phrases on it. There's one here that says, let your hearts be light. And then there's one that says, the story of today. And I thought about using the let your hearts be light. But I like the idea of having the story of today on there. Because this is not the story of every day, right? It's just the story of today, and next year, December 1st will be different than this year. Like this year, I'm anticipating going to Africa, but next year will be different. So I want to stamp this sort of on a curved line. So the nice thing about these clear polymer stamps is that you can rearrange them a little bit. You don't have to keep them straight. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. So I'm just sort of laying it down on the block, looking to see where it will go, and just readjusting as needed. And then hopefully I don't screw this up because I don't want to go all the way back to Walmart. But as the wise and ever delightful Adele says, you can cover it up. So I'm just going to practice stamping it on some photo paper, stamp it down, pick it up. So it's a good thing I practice because my ink is not super inky. So I'm just going to make sure I get it super well inked. And then I'm going to line it up where I want it to go. Stamp it down. Rock it back and forth a little bit. And before I lift it up, I say a little prayer, hoping that it'll be okay. And it is. It's a little crooked, but that's okay. Okay, just put the stamp set aside. Bring this back over. So I've got the story of today with my coffee cup. I have these pockets and this middle flip card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut the camera off for a second. I'm going to do all my journaling and think about my embellishments a little bit, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, I've gone ahead and added my journaling to these two cards, so they are all good to go. I was thinking about it, and I don't really like how I stamped this crookedly. I know I was saying that I was going to not worry about it, but it was bothering me. And in the December Daily main kit came these rubber, like title pieces. And there's one that says the story of today, so I can still have that same sentiment. And I actually like the rubber piece. I think it draws more attention there. And because I already have, what I did when I added the journaling was I also stamped the story of today on this card here and this card here, so it's like a repeating element. And so I think it's okay if I cover up the stamping with that rubber piece. So I'm going to start by doing that. And then I can make sure that it's not crooked, which was bothering me. So I'm just going to lay that on there, and I'm actually going to keep it to the curve of the cup, how I had originally wanted the stamp to go. And thankfully with your hot glue gun you have a couple seconds to move it around, and there we go. I like that way better. I also wanted to cover up the top of this tab just because it's a different shade, and I had this scrap piece of paper of red stripe paper, and I felt like it would go because this is red stripe and I'm going with this like bright red color. Perfect. And then even though I did lots of journaling, I still want to add some kind of journaling onto these. So I grabbed some of these Allie Edwards label tags. I also grabbed these word stickers because I thought maybe I could find one that would fit with what these pages are about. And there is one on here that says eat, drink, and be merry, which I feel like works really well with this Tim Hortons one. So I'm just gonna stick that on the bottom of there. And I'll use these label stickers to add a label here and here. So sticking with the red maybe, or should I bring some red up there? Because I could also use green down here. It's so festive. It's okay. So this is a photo of my Bible study. We were studying, I think, Genesis 19, but just gonna write. And I want to add a label to this too because probably in the future I will not remember why I was at the doctor's. Maybe I will, but knowing me, I probably won't. My memory is horrible. Okay, there we go. And then on this one, this was my friend's birthday. And I want to add something there, but I don't want to add another one of these labels, so I'm going to look for something different. I have this little jar of random die cuts, and I thought maybe I could just add something on here. That could work. Yeah. And I just want to add a little bit of color around the edges just to help it stand out a little bit. So I know that I have some red Stays On ink, and I think I'm just going to try to just ink the edges with this just to help it pop a little bit. Hopefully I don't smudge that all over the place. And yeah, that helps a lot. So I'm just going to leave that to dry for a moment before I get it all smushed up. And while I'm doing that, I'll see if there's any other embellishments I want to add. While I was looking through that die cut jar, I saw this red snowflake, which I really love, but I'm not sure if it actually goes anywhere. The problem is sometimes you see things and you're like, oh, that's so cute, but it doesn't actually work anywhere. Maybe if I, oh, look at that. Okay, did you guys see that? Before the ink was dry on the label, I smudged it with my finger. So yep, now that snowflake is going there on top of that label. These labels are sort of a slick surface, and the precision pens take a little while to dry on them. So now I need to find another label to stick back on there because I just smucked it up. Just get another one of those green ones. Sort of a waste, but what can you do? Okay, now I'll be really careful not to smudge that again. Now, I had put a circle around the Tuesday there, but then I saw these brads from Market Street. It's called Christmas on Market Street by My Mind's Eye. And I thought it might be a fun idea to just actually like put a brad in the place of that spot instead. So I want to just see what that looks like by just grabbing the brad and putting it there. And I sort of like that it's just a little added flair, so I am going to do that. Okay, let's see if this is, yep, that's dry, so I'm just going to write on it. It was my friend Steph's birthday. Steph and Carly, they're twins, and Carly works in the office. So we brought her birthday donuts. So I just wrote Carly's B-Day donuts on there. And I'm just going to use my tiny attacher just to staple this cute little flag there. Now I like it, it's simple, it's sweet, but I think I just want to add one more thing, something on this page. It still looks pretty simple and flat to me, so I want to just add something. And while I was doing the journaling, I thought about maybe adding sequins. And my Secret Santa sent me a package that had these little silver star sequins in them. And I thought those could be cute to just stick around. They don't take up that much space. And they don't take away from the photo either. So, yeah, I really like those. So I'm just going to use my hot glue gun, which I know is really bad, but it's what I want to use. And I'm just going to glue some of these sequins down to the photo. There we go. So I've got the large photo with the sequins and the story of today on it. I've got this little flip card with some journaling and the #1 tag. And then I've got these 4 cards with photos and some journaling. It's fairly simply embellished. Normally I would add more, but I'm just not feeling like there's anything that I especially want to add. I guess I could look through this die cut thing again, but I don't see anything that I'm like, oh, I have to use this. There's lots of cute things in here, but nothing's jumping out at me. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it. I think it looks good. Okay, so that's it for me today. This is my December daily. What I'll do is I'll just hold up all these cards so you can take a look at them. Here's the giant 6x8, really simple, just that, and it's actually not two-dimensional. Then here's the little flip card. This will go in just like as it is, not with a page protector. And then I've got these 4 cards, just like this. So what I'll do is I'll put this all together, put it in the album, and show you what my album looks like so far. So there you have it. There's day 1 of my December daily story. Got all the other pages in there, which you've seen before. And it opens up to this giant photo of my Starbucks cup with my Africa cozy. And if you're wondering, this cozy was, I think, handmade and purchased at like a craft show or something like that, but it doesn't look like it would be that difficult to recreate. And then I've got my little flip here with the tag and everything, and then the 4 cards and my journaling. So that's it for me today for my day 1 of my December daily album. I hope you will check back tomorrow for another December daily related video. And I just wanted to say that if you are just joining me for the first time, go back and check all the other videos for December. They're really fun, and there's lots of really cool projects to hopefully inspire you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, maybe consider subscribing. You can find the button down there or over there in the corner. And That way you won't miss any of the December daily videos that I post. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for commenting and subscribing. I appreciate you all so much, and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye!